There's a quiet moment that no one talks about. It's not dramatic, no big meltdown, no external indicators of it. It's just you sitting in front of whatever task you're avoiding. You want to do it, you know it's important, and yet you're not moving. But instead of asking why, a voice cuts in. Why can't you just do it? You always let yourself down. If you really cared, you would have started already. It sounds like motivation, but it doesn't help. It makes you feel smaller, heavier, less capable. And the longer the voice talks, the harder it is to do anything at all. If that voice feels familiar, if your inner voice is laced with blame and guilt and shame, then you're not alone. You're not broken, and you're not lazy, as much as it may seem that way. I want to walk you through 5 signs that it's not a laziness problem or a motivation problem either. It's your inner critic hijacking your ability to get things done. What's one of the sneakiest signs that your inner critic is the one really running the show? You feel like the only time you can take action is when you're berating yourself. You wait until the pressure becomes unbearable, or you've shamed yourself enough to force movement. It works for a moment, but it's fragile, and it often leaves you drained and resentful. This is what I call urgency-based motivation. It's external motivation to yourself, and it's not sustainable. And worse, it's teaching your nervous system that that type of shame and pressure is a prerequisite to action. So those are the only circumstances where you can actually move forward. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are ways to move without pressure as the fuel, but we'll get to that. If you constantly feel like you need to earn your right to rest or the right to clarity or support, then that's your inner critic talking. Maybe you've said something like, I don't deserve to rest unless I've been really productive today. Or once I get through my list, then I can take a break. Or I need to prove that I'm trying hard enough before I ask for help. This creates a punishing relationship with yourself where self-compassion is always out of reach. True momentum doesn't come from proving yourself. It comes from supporting yourself in all of the moments, the good ones and the hard ones. If these patterns are feeling a little familiar and you're wondering what's really driving this stuckness, then I have something for you. It's a free guide that walks you through the highs and the lows that we experience with executive dysfunction. The highs of powering through and the burnout that always follows. It's short, clear, and made to help you decode your own situation without judgment. You can download it using the link in the description. It's totally free, and I know you're gonna walk away with next steps. Even when you do make progress, your inner critic doesn't let you enjoy it. It feels like the baseline. Instead of feeling relief or pride, you immediately shift to, oh, it wasn't that hard actually. It wasn't that big of a deal. I should have done more. But what about everything I haven't done yet? That's how the inner critic steals your momentum after you've actually earned it, whether it was by force or not. Because without recognition, those wins aren't gonna land, and the bar keeps getting higher and higher. So without that sense of satisfaction, you're always operating in a deficit. Have you ever avoided something not because it was hard, but because the task itself felt like a performance of some kind? That's when tasks start to feel emotionally loaded. The email isn't just an email, it's proof that you're competent. That project isn't just a project, it's your self-worth on the line. When every action feels like a test, of course your brain is gonna say, let's wait until we're perfect, prepared, more ready. That freeze then isn't a flaw, it's protecting you from a perceived threat. And lastly, many high achievers internalize the thought that harshness means accountability. You think if you just stay honest with yourself, like pointing out your flaws, then you'll finally be able to change. But shame isn't a strategy. It might produce short bursts of action, but over time it erodes your self-trust and triggers more survival mode patterns that lead to more shutdown. You have to replace this self-punishment with self-leadership, not lowering the bar, but making it safe to meet yourself where you are and walk forward from there. If you recognize yourself in any or all of these signs, I want to remind you of something. You're not lazy, you're not the problem, you're someone who's been trying to move forward with an invisible weight that no one, including yourself, will acknowledge. I know it because I've been you. It took everything in me to drag myself out of it, and now that's what I do for a living. I get to teach people like myself. Inside my program, I help ambitious individuals like myself break out of these cycles of shame-based shutdown and burnout and pushing through so that you can actually heal executive dysfunction. We focus on building self-trust, emotional safety, awareness, and compassion, and build real systems that work with you, not against you. If this sounds like the kind of support you've been looking for, then I'd love to invite you to book a free discovery call. This is a conversation, honest and tailored to where you are. If it's a fit, then we'll talk about the next steps. If not, you'll walk away with clarity and you'll know where you need to go instead. The link is in the description. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. And as always, stay in this corner of the internet as long as you need.